Gumball.
Neversoft is known for making that Spider-Man game and the Tony Hawk games. And Gun. And Call of Duty now. And Guitar Hero.
They made you a gun.
And then Vicarious Visions is known for what? Also Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
They're also known for the Madagascar game.
Nice.
They worked on
But yeah, this is
Star Wars Jedi Knight 2.
Our final world's, of course, the
Gimme.
Our final world's, of course, the lava world.
What about getting that like upgrade? Oh shit.
Oh, we're gonna get the upgrades. I'm gonna go back and like do those extra things real quick.
You found a new area. You found a new area.
Yeah, it's the final area.
And who is Gray Matter Interactive? I actually didn't know about them.
Gray Matter?
That's a funny. That's
a
a funny name.
Business that Walter White started.
Games developed Siberia, but not like that one that's on everything.
Walter White developed Siberia.
Like
That's
a
a cool
different
country.
Siberia. Oh, Redneck Rampage. Rides again.
As I'm implying.
Oh no, they just made Redneck Rampage. Okay. And
What is Red Dead Rampage?
Redneck Rampage is a funny boomer shooter where they're boomers. And they're Western fellas. They're redneck fellas. They also made Return to Castle Wolfenstein. So they made a Wolfenstein game. And they made a Call of Duty game, Call of Duty United Offensive, which is an expansion pack for Call of Duty. The first one. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Dude, I didn't know that Call of Duty ran on id Tech. Ran on id Tech 3. Which id games were made on id Tech 3? I forgot. Quake 3.
I was acting.
Star Trek Elite Force 2.
I like the way this section is timed.
Yeah, I'm just like screw it.
Star Trek Elite Force. I like looking at what games were made on what engines sometimes. Like I like looking at like these old engines and being like, this engine is awesome.
I like the idea that you think what you say matters.
Man, you don't have to say these things to me, you know? You could just be like nice and just give me a big old kiss. Ow.
Big ol' kiss.
Alright, you're right. I hate you slightly less than I claim I do.
I need to learn how to make games in C++ and make a game in id Tech 4.
Dude, C++ actually sucks ass.
Because id Tech 4 is...
I used to like it, but then I found out that DLLs, you can't like decompile them. So I was like, which ones can you do? And they're like C#. I was like, alright, I like C# now.
Yeah, but
Friendship ended with C++. New friend is C#.
Yeah.
id Tech 4 is the one that they made Doom 3 on.
Yeah, but you can't do anything now that it's been compiled, though. So it's like, if you wanted to mod it or do anything with it, you just couldn't.
But that Doom 3 VR port exists. That was made by fans, so it has to be moddable.
Dude, shut up. You think I know what I'm talking about? Because
You think I want to know what I'm talking about?
I was trying to mod... What was I trying to mod? I was trying to mod a program that lets you do input displays, like with your keyboard. And I was like trying to get it to where an image would rotate as you made inputs. And it would be so easy to do with just one tutorial and trying to open up the file, but it won't let me open up the file because you can't decompile it, and there's no program that I found that lets you decompile and then edit it. Oh wait, no, it is in C#, so I could decompile it. I just couldn't edit it.
Damn.
There we go.
Yeah, I think like I don't know. I saw that Doom 3 was made on id Tech 4 and that is written in C++. And I like the Doom 3 engine. Oh, it's also the same engine that Prey was in.
Oh.
Like the original Prey.
Oh, the original Prey. I thought we were talking about the remake
That me
Prey.
and
That was
Chris
just
played.
something entirely different whatsoever.
Also, Brink was made in that. Makes me want to
Oh
play
yeah, well,
Brink.
Mario 64 was made in C. So shut up. Stupid.
Oh no.
Oh!
Get more.
Oh!
You know the cool thing about cold coffee is that when it's sat out for a few hours, it doesn't taste any worse because it's just cold coffee.
Yeah.
It's like a nice iced coffee.
Yeah.
It's a nice coffee. Iced coffee.
The nice iced coffee.
I remember when I was
That's a no ice coffee. That's a noise coffee.
I was
noise coffee.
a couple semesters ago I was taking English and the teacher was like awful and I hated it, and like literally my first day of class I had missed 2
You like
quizzes.
put like a roofie in her coffee and like poisoned her?
Yeah, I killed her to death. but
DJ Ming, this live on camera.
I
Non-camera, but on audio.
I made the decision that I was gonna drop out of the class.
Also, this mission here, break the targets.
And I had like a certain time that I was gonna just like go do something else that day. I was gonna walk out and then drop out on my way out, like just on like I had it pulled up on my phone, like the button to drop out of the class. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna walk out for this like thing I have to do, and then I'm just gonna press the button as I walk out, and I did. But like before that, like for the rest of the class before that, I was like researching like PS1 like development to see like what like modern software like worked for like making PlayStation games, because I was gonna like spend the time that I would have been taking in that class just learning how to code, and then I just didn't do that because I don't remember why I didn't. I think it's just because I was at the school during that time, so I would just do something else at the school.
Learning to code is hard for someone who's stupid like me, but also it's something you could easily learn in your own time.
I said yeah because I was agreeing that it was hard for someone like me, but then I realized what I had said.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it is hard to learn how to code in general.
But I was
But
looking
it's also,
into
like,
it,
easy
and-
enough that you could learn it in your own time and just like simply Google stuff and figure shit out.
but like
Yeah, like YouTube. I work in Unreal, which doesn't do a lot of hard coding at all. But YouTube tutorials are so helpful for Unreal because you can find so much good info on like how to do specific things with like the blueprinting.
But like apparently there are several like whole communities and like all these different softwares and stuff of people like just like me who just want to make games for the original PlayStation, just because like
Yeah.
those fake like PlayStation-esque games, like they never feel right because they're not in actual like engines
Yeah, the main
made
like,
for the
main, like,
PlayStation.
Unity, I think, is a common
And there's
one.
so like there are actually like several communities for it, but then when like a while later I looked into like fan-made games because I have like the ability to do homebrew on like a couple of my systems now, and I'm like, oh, just playing full-on homebrew games is like one of the best things you can do for that. Like it's not like
I was just shy of it.
You want to hear something gross?
it's just cool, but like I looked up like how many homebrew PS1 games are there, and there's like one full game, and it's like an NES level fucking side-scrolling platformer.
Oh.
No,
And
they
then
made
there's,
that.
like-
They made that Leprechaun game for the SNES.
No, I mean like on the PlayStation.
Oh,
Like there's like only a couple like actual games on there, and they like they don't even look like PlayStation games. And it's just like, man, no, like as far as I know, outside of like the Net Your Rose community, there's
Yeah.
like nobody who's made like a 3D like good like polished PlayStation game on their
Yeah.
own, or like as an indie developer in recent years. And I'm just like, but there's like whole communities around it and stuff. So I'm like, do they ever finish their games? Like this is like sad to me.
Yeah, it's like
It kind of like crushed my motivation to like get into it, but at the same time it's like, well, then I could be like the one who like makes that breakout, like, oh guys, if you
yeah, and I'm starting to become a thing.
if you like emulating PS1, you can use your emulator to play this homebrew game.
Soon, because I know like how people got nostalgia for like 8 and 16-bit games. I'm certain now it's like there's gonna be a push for more people to make games that are like based on like, you know, early PS1 and hell even probably like PS2 as well, like PS2 and like GameCube era games. Because that was something I was gonna go for. Was I was gonna make a platform game that had this aesthetic that felt like it came from the 2000s. Like I was basing a lot of it off the idea of this scrapped Kirby game that was meant for the GameCube that there's like a lot more info on now because of an art book that came out recently.
I don't have a particular genre or like a particular platform or console generation that I would want to pay homage to. I think I just want to make a game that I like, that I know I would like.
Well, I know it'd be a game I'd like too, but it's like it would also just be something that happens to have an aesthetic that feels like something that's done. Because I like that aesthetic. Like I like that aesthetic of GameCube that just felt so unique to that time period.
Yeah.
I think like for me, it's PlayStation 1 and Sega Dreamcast. Because Dreamcast, obviously, like it had like the very specific like color palette and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like this. A lot of that is just because Sega and the developers making games on the Dreamcast sort of built those physics. Those things. But at the same time, the lighting engines are different, and like the color palettes are like a thing.
I think the Dreamcast has a interesting, like aesthetic that it would be fun to make a game that mimics that. But then I could also just play Dreamcast games because I haven't fully experienced them. So playing Crazy Taxi and Skies of Arcadia would be like really cool.
Fair.
See, like I'm nostalgic about like NES and N64 because I grew up with it, but I don't think I would like a new game like those. I think I just like the old ones because I'm nostalgic. I'll play the shit out of some Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood, but like I don't want to make a game like that.
No, just like when I think about like making a game, like what I want to do is I want to make like a PlayStation homebrew game that you can play in like an emulator and then like find a way to port it into PC with an emulator like packaged like that. Because you know like the Tomb Raider Steam port is literally like the DOSBox version. Like it's just in DOSBox. Like they've written a really bad DOSBox like code for it to run on, so it crashes all the time if you don't patch it.
Also, by
it's
the way,
like really bad.
Drill.
Nice.
But it's just Drill Hat, but we have two of them.
Alone in the Dark also runs on DOSBox on Steam.
Also,
and it's just like so like this is a thing you can do if you just like have an emulator that's like open source. You can like literally on Steam, like it's just fine to just port a game if you like, obviously if you own it.
Also, by the way, become a land shark now. You just have you have a blade up top and then just shoot up.
I like when you close a gap that it makes it like a circle.
Yeah.
That was a horrible explanation of what that was.
Well, yeah, you make a circle loop and then it causes like an earthquake.
But basically, what I'd want to do is like I wanted to make the game for PlayStation to the point where it can run on actual hardware, even though obviously I can't make discs that'll work.
Yeah.
I'd want it to like look like a PlayStation game, like authentically, like something that you could pass off as something that was made in the 90s. Like I want it to be completely based on an engine made in the 90s.
Why couldn't you make it like that for it?
But because it wouldn't work. Because the first off, PlayStation discs were like these black discs, like on the back for the most part, but like also just the fact that like they're not normal CDs. They've got like these etchings, like these like laser etchings in the middle.
Can you stop recording quick?
But what I would want to do is like develop the game completely for PlayStation, release it as a homebrew game, and that you can download and just use in an emulator. But like also I would want to release it like a quote unquote PC port where it's basically like just running in an emulator, but that's invisible, and there's like a settings screen that you choose between, and really that just changes the settings on the emulator. And like the defaults are just making it look as authentic as possible, but on PC.
I still feel like eventually people would decompile the game and find that it is running on emulation.
Well, I would be open about that. Like it's just like I just don't want you to have to deal with running it in an emulator if you bought it on Steam, you know.
Things here.
Like I wouldn't want that to be visible. I want it to be simple. You just click on it and then the game opens, you know, instead of you click on it and it's just like DOSBox.
Yeah, DOSBox. DOSBox.
I guess the PlayStation equivalent, like RetroArch or PCSX Rearmed or whatever.
Here we go, Tokyo Drift time.
The type of game that I want to make, or I would want to make, is a third-person platformer where it always feels good to move no matter what. I hate when you have like a cool move in a game, but then when you're not using it, you just feel too slow. So like when you play like Ocarina of Time and you just feel like you need to dash all the time or roll. I want to make a game where you don't feel the need to dash because it just feels good to move anyway. So what it would be is that you just move really fast all the time.
Or you're just very mobile, because I feel like Because I got an idea for it based off looking at the Sonic Frontiers footage and like seeing how like stiff it is. Of being like, imagine a momentum-based game like that that's not too fast. That's just about like maintaining like a constant like motion by just jumping and like being able to move across any sort of surface, any sort of like being able to like easily like glide along a wall, like trying to like jump from like rooftop to rooftop or like hill to hill, like doing stuff like that, like a momentum-based game that feels like you're constantly in motion,
So
and you don't feel like you're constantly like abruptly stopped in motion.
I want to
I
say
have
that
nothing
reminds me
against-
of Jet Set Radio, but Jet Set Radio lets you not move. Obviously, like it's not like a.
I have
Like,
nothing.
the point of it isn't to keep moving. It's just that like that's just how the game flows.
Yeah, it just has a motion to it.
I have nothing against momentum-based games, and I enjoy them. But I think if I made a game, I would make it to where you just move at like that speed. There might be like a build-up, but there's not actually like a need to like build up speed. Where if you were going up an incline, that it would actually slow you down, because any amount of like getting slowed down or interrupted would bother me. So I want to make something that's like just you're completely uninterrupted, unlike inconvenienced, you know?
Yeah.
And what it would be is like you just move around in one maybe it'd be a game where you like float a little bit like off the ground, so that way it just kind of looks nice to move.
Yeah, so you have a bit of a hover, so it's easier to like, you don't have to keep worrying about like having limbs have to connect to here or there. Like,
I think what would make my brain feel nice is if there was a dash move that you could do infinitely, but what you do is you can like spam the button and it just makes your character go like
You know what?
yeah,
But what I don't like about those dashes is usually when you do them, some games do like a wind-up animation where you clearly stop for a few frames and then dash, or you dash and then you have to stop for a few frames before you dash or move again. And that, like, even those like few frames of like stopping you just pisses me off. I just hate when your character has to go like, ugh.
You know what I kind of wonder about like game development? Like if I got into it, whether I kind of wonder whether I'd have like an experience where like the kind of games I'd be good at making would be different than the kinds of games I like to play. Like, because I have this, like, obviously I'm better at like, I don't watch Let's Plays and I don't watch streams for the most part. Like sometimes I do, but like
I
that's
keep
like
streams on in the background, but I can actually watch a Let's Play.
but that's like
TV.
that's what I like to do, like especially the streaming thing. Like I don't watch the kind of stream that I would like to make at very often. Like I do sometimes, but like
I like to watch
I don't
video
know.
games more than I like to play them. I actually don't
and
like
I think
playing a lot.
I think a better example is like with music. Like I have like this certain sound that I want to make, and like these certain sounds that I love to listen to, but at the same time when I make music I just get something different. Like there's just like this certain like it's kind of reassuring that I feel like I have like a style and like what I make consistently. Like there is like some sort of like held together thing there, but it's not what I listen to on my own. So I kind of feel like if I made video games it would kind of be the same thing. Maybe. But it also couldn't be like, at the same time. Or not that it also could not be at the same time. Like maybe I could just make the kinds of games I like to play.
yeah.
But I don't know. It's possible that I'd be perfect for making rail shooters. Who knows?
Yeah,
You know.
I get that. I'm getting that too as well. Like trying to find what kind of game would I be good at making, because I'm trying to go for like general game design, where like I want to be able to like take a concept and be able to put it into a game and like know how to make it sort of like function.
I think
in a game.
I think I would be good at making a game that I would like to play because I would know what I would want out of it. And by that I mean I would be terrible at making a game because I'm not good at making a game. But I'd also probably have the wrong judgment about a lot of things. But like, you know what I mean? In Mario Odyssey, you know how if you roll and you shake the Wiimote, you do that just like constant roll?
Yeah.
I would want to make something like that, but like instead of shaking the Wii or the Joy-Con, you're just
Alright.
you're just mashing a button all the time and just
speaking of
always
which,
moving.
now we can get back to the fiery forbidden land.
Oh, is this the first stage?
Yeah, first stage of the final world.
Okay.
It's basically Crisis City.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just want to make a game like that where that dash would be how it works, but then if you're not dashing, you only move like slightly slower, so it just doesn't feel like you're moving too slow ever. You either move fast or you move fast in a different satisfying sort of way.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it that takes away, like nothing that's not just the straight up satisfying thing makes you feel like less satisfied than just doing that. There's not a moment where you feel inconvenienced by any stop of momentum.
Hold on, we can get that guy up there and just, I think we're doing that.
And it's funny because that would require like a complete lack of a physics engine and just purely like integers that you put in. But then I would also want to make a purely like physics engine game because my initial interest in Shadow of the Colossus was that I thought it was like a pure physics game.
Yeah, but it's clear like there's a lot of scripting that goes to it on top of physics.
Yeah. And I think I would like it a lot more if it was just purely scripted or purely physics. I want a purely scripted game and a purely physics game just to see, but not a purely physics game like Human Fall Flat where it just has so many unsatisfying moments where you're like,
it has all the burdens of physics and the top of like the funny like
with all the fun
benefits.
of rolling downhill, you have all the headache of trying to walk up a hill, and it's like,
you have the burden of like how like physics can also be like very screwy.
Yeah, I want all of like the fun stuff without any of the hiccups or headaches that like make it feel like, oh. That's part of why I don't have a lot of fun with Sonic games. But it's strange that I have fun with Mirror's Edge because you have that same physics in there.
Yeah, it's mainly because like Sonic physics, like you'd think they'd have a sense of momentum to it, but they don't. In fact, it's almost all like heavily scripted, and that was just funny thing I found in Frontiers' footage is that like they're still confined to like the scripted motion and like adding springs and dash panels like everywhere, then just making a new system that's like more about just maintaining a natural sense of speed.
I saw that video.
It makes all of Sonic's speed feel like artificial, like he's not naturally fast as they say he is.
Is the left progress?
No, I thought it was a secret here, but there's not. But it makes it feel like there's no.
What about here?
Nothing. It makes it feel like there's no natural speed to Sonic. It's all relying on external factors that make you go fast instead of like feeling that he actually is fast.
Yeah, I saw those clips on Twitter where it was like he was like running up something and it just like looked really weird.
Yeah, because like
he'd reach a max speed, but it would be very quickly, and then it would just stay there.
Or he'll just like still like choppily slow
down. Or it was that. Oh yeah, he would stay at like a max speed that was still very slow, and you couldn't go faster unless you hit the dash button.
Yeah, and the dash was like a one speed thing.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't get faster either.
That's weird. You should be able to stack dashes. That would be cool. Like just go even faster, just supersonic.
Well, that's something I've always wanted with the spin dash in the original games.
You know what was cool?
There's no spin dash in that game, even though I feel like again, if they had a momentum based approach, this would work. But they are so against having momentum in this game. They want to make sure your speed's scripted.
You know, it was a really satisfying move in Sonic Mania was the drop dash, where you hold down the button while you're about to land on the ground, and then you just.
Yeah, because you keep maintaining.
Kiss
speed
me, my friend. Oh.
Yeah, you can keep maintaining speed that way, and like that's what made it satisfying is that you kept your speed going, and you were still invincible too because you were in the ball, so like you were still going to deal damage to the enemy instead of just running blindly into an enemy.
That was the only thing that bothers me about like 2D Sonic is that there's parts where like you have no momentum and you're trying to walk up a hill and he just stops maintaining, like he just can't go up the hill, and then you try to jump because
Bro, come on.
It was like last frame. But you try to walk up the hill and then you can't, and so your first instinct is to like jump, and then jumping just launches you in the opposite direction than where you're trying to go because you're on that slope.
That's the whole reason the spin dash exists.
And then they
added that.
But then you have to
stop
get
that from happening, and like.
Well, you have
and
to.
Now it's like they don't even want to do like anything momentum based whatsoever.
Well, you mean the spin dash or the drop dash?
Spin dash. They added that in Sonic 2 because of moments in Sonic 1 where you're like, oh shit, I lost all my momentum, and
yeah, but the thing is like that.
Well, yeah, but
it's an easy fix for that moment that you just described.
No, because you have to get off of that slope, and then you reset it. You have to completely stop, and then do the spin. You have to initiate the spin dash on the flat ground.
But it would fit. Not on the middle of the slope.
I still feel like having momentum-based like movement is good because like the spin dash works with that. So like, okay, if you lose your momentum, you have a way to get it back like without having too much of a hassle. Like
it was kind of like a lazy fix, but it also helped other parts of the game.
I don't think it was a fix.
Well, even that
I think it was a fix because Sonic 1 had the problem.
I wouldn't call it a fix or even really lazy. I think it's more of like, okay, there's problems here. How can we expand on it to make it like fun while having to worry too much about it? And the idea they came up with was, okay, have a move that lets you like gain momentum on the fly, and
Yeah,
it's
just
based on how much you charge up the spin dash. So
I think it's just a new ability for a new game.
Well, it's a new ability that expands upon the previous momentum-based like mechanic they built
But
already.
I think they made that as a response to like moments in Sonic 1 where people would lose their momentum and then they'd like not be able to run up a slope.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's good because
That's why they implemented
it. But it's not like a
Yeah,
fix that was done.
Because
Like,
otherwise,
bad
there's nowhere else where you really feel the need to use it in the original games other than those moments.
Yeah, but when you use it in that moment, what you have to do is get off the slope, come to a complete stop, which once you get off the slope, you're rolling down the slope, so now you're going in the opposite direction, so you have to stop all the momentum that you just gained into the leftward direction. Stop, turn around, and then duck to initiate the spin dash from there.
Yeah, but that
Which
whole
I'm
process
talking-
still takes like
Well,
10 seconds less than what it would take in Sonic 1 to just build that speed back up.
Well, I'm just talking about like what would be nicer is a more immediate fix where you could just jump off of that like while you're still on the slope without having to get off of it and then initiate it. Instead, you can just recover your momentum while still being on the slope, and that would save you even if it was just 4 seconds, it would still save you that time.
Yeah, it would be less of a hassle.
I don't know. I just don't know what you would do. Cause like,
Because I don't feel like the spin dash is a bad thing whatsoever. And I feel like it was in response to these problems, but like
I think the drop dash actually.
It's a response that like adds more to the game. Hello, Josh. We're talking about Sonic 1 playing Kirby. It's a weird day today. Playing Forgotten Land, Kirbo's Forgotten Realm.
I forgot
What?
this game existed.
Well, this game's only 3 months old.
Yeah, being able to like recover your momentum that you're actively losing on that slope, I think the drop dash is exactly that fix where you just jump off of it. You're still facing to the right, so you can just hold the button and then just dash once you hit the ground. And it still takes a second, but it's a lot more satisfying. I like these guys.
Hexagon.
I like when they become evil.
Hexagon.
I want to know what it would feel like to stick my cock in their mouth.
You ask the questions I'm afraid anyone ever thinks about. You're asking the real horrifying questions.
Bangers.
You're asking the real questions here. You ever go into town hall when they're talking about like politics and shit, and you're just like, yeah, but what about those things in Kirby? What if you stuck your penis in them?
It's like those things in what?
You ever just walk into town hall and leave, and then the building doesn't exist anymore?
I think that's called.
All of a sudden, you're in a different state
you
of
lack
reality.
object permanence, you fucking infant.
Oh boy, time to smash some monkeys.
That's all funny.
They got hats on, but they're not hats.
They're hair. It's
Dude,
hair.
is that a JoJo reference?
Yo, is that hair a JoJo reference?
His hair is actually. Their faces look like that guy from Lupin.
Oh yeah, that.
They look like 80s anime characters in the face.
Oh god, okay, yeah, they're like fucking me up. I need to.
Inspector Detector. Yeah, Speed Racer, you see there. Oh shit. That was gonna be your first death. Almost.
Hello. He's like, hello there.
Hello, Kirby. It's a fun game. I could see myself easily like spending a lot of time on it, not even trying to. Like, there's games that I try to spend a lot of time on, but I can't play for more than like 10 minutes. And then there's games where I could spend like 7 hours and not even realize what I've done.
Yeah, like I was like with this game trying to collect everything. Cause like I just really wanted to play a Kirby game.
That's just what was happening today. Was like I didn't think about how long we've been here. I'm just like, yo, we're in this cool area now.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost done with the game.
Oh. Ugh. Ugh. Wait, get the coin. Waddle Dee, how could you? Oh, you stood right next to it. You just didn't even try. Oh, nice. Dude, you're like Frozone.
Yeah. Where's
Frozone,
my
man.
super suit? Where's my ice suit?
I'm thirsty.
Kirby doesn't say that though. He just goes.
I'm just getting a drink.
Oh shit.
Bro, nice.
Go back.
is
Hey, my he's gonna- he's
diabetes medication?
Where is my insulin?
Diabetes nuts.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, make mean insulin.
Dies.
Get wrecked.
You need this cone for something. Oh god.
Oh shit! I'm not even paying attention anymore.
I need that. Yeah,
Oh!
I need him.
Waddle
I
Dee's
need
mama.
D's mom.
Dude, fucking nice, dude.
That was so fucking
I like
funny,
how the
dude.
lines indicate perspective.
Oh!
Should usually.
Like you could understand where you're aiming.
I
you
don't
can.
understand.
Okay, never mind. It fucked up.
Yeah, like
Shit.
Like I saw you aim. I saw him shoot the building, even though it looked like you were aiming at it. But I think it was just because you had the cursor like right next to it. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh. Oh fuck. Oh shit, dude.
Fuck. Sheesh.
I like that the fucking dogs look like skunk dogs now.
yeah,
They have become different.
they have become dogs.
Ah.
They have become wild.
Push that off to the right.
More secret.
You should get that secret.
Well, these guys.
Wait, give Waddle Dee some of that pie you just ate.
It was like a lobster or something like that.
DJ, kiss him.
Nice.
It was like a separate path that was required. Oh no.
Well,
you're right.
that adds more. Adds a little secret we can get. Oh, Ooh, bread.
I'm
Kiss
gonna
now.
make a break
Kiss.
for it.
Kiss.
Yes, dap me up. Thank you. Now we gotta fall onto the boat.
I was gonna fly the whole way.
Oh, it's like a galaxy level. I wanna get
You know
on the
what?
boat. Get on the boat.
I actually don't mind those. In
Oh,
Galaxy.
Yeah. They're alright.
The
There's a
one I
green coin
mind
over
is
there.
the not the rolling ball one, but the one where you have to grab the blue things. That one doesn't feel as nice in my my fingers.
Like the blue like stars, like the pole stars. They're called, yeah.
I sacrificed myself.
There is only Waddle Dees.
Only Wally. Hold on. Speaking of which,
There's
you-
only
I need info.
There's only a wad of these nuts.
Okay, I'm missing.
Because waddle sounds like a lot of, in a way, if you force it hard enough. You know what else you're forcing for?
These nuts.
It sounds like a verb. It's on the. How do you waddle them? I'm sorry.
You got a wad of these nuts.
Hey, weapon shop waddle dee. How do you waddle these?
But I don't want to force that joke too hard, just like I forced these.
That's what I
Yeah.
just said.
Weapon
Yeah, I
shop.
know.
Laughing.
I repeated it. No, I was laughing at what you said.
Shush.
Weapon shop waddle dee. How do you waddle these nuts? I'm sorry. I feel.
What if there was a
dirty for
guy
saying
that?
shit.
What if there was a guy that orgasmed just from high
All right,
fiving
there's-
somebody,
There's 3 levels left and
but then
one
just
boss.
blamed everyone else
Yeah.
for when it
Another
happens?
boss.